Good job, Konami. You kept my interest in the game, and Masterpiece is gone. I'm here to give you guys a pinpoint metagame discussion on what I'm kind of forecasting to be the meta after May 21st. And I will say, hope you're ready to spend some money on Brandish, because Konami hit those pockets. Hope you're ready. You're going to be spending a lot of money to get those new cards, and it ain't going to be cheap. Iblis are already going up. Haha. So without further ado, let's fucking dig into this ban list discussion thing for the format, shall we? Yesterday, the echoes of every 60-card player could be heard yelling, "Oh no!" as they threw that grass look screeners down the drain and just cried. So, what is up, everybody? It is your boy, MCole40 here. It's time to talk about that fantastic metagame that will be coming to you with the loss of True Draco, Pendulum FTK, and Pendulums. So Konami really fucking did it. They wrecked the Pendulum archetype, and they did it. It nails in the coffin. Electromite might be able to do something in some capacity elsewhere, but the combo that the deck was generating and had going for it most of the time is dead. So, good job. I'm proud Konami cleaned this mess up. But, on the flip side, there's some bad things to talk about. So first up is the best deck of the format, Altergeist. I hope you guys are ready to play Yugioh Mirrors as you and your opponent play an integral chest game for 30 to 40 minutes. Did you brick? Did your opponent brick? Are you playing Red Reboot? Are you? Did you spend money for Infinite Inheritance so that you can turn one resolve Yugioh Man? I hope you did, because these things are going to go through the roof. Evenly matched, still eagle, so there is still some hope at the end of the sugar-coated rainbow. But Altergeist, Manifestation, Protocol, everything that the deck can still do, it can still do very phenomenally. I'm predicting the deck to be Tier 1. Before Brandish came out in the OCG, pretty much we're looking at the same hierarchy or format that the OCG was in at this point. But Altergeist mirror matches were absolutely disgusting, and the only deck that could really keep up with it was Brandish. And it was really a sad day watching just Altergeist mirrors after Altergeist mirrors, because at the end of the day, it's not fun watching these things. Now that the 60-card dynamic is out of the game will once again evolve. And you'll see that being reflected in a lot of the metagame choices we're going to be talking about, especially with Altergeist. You know, a lot of the choices that they're going to have to make to handle those degenerate things because they didn't open up a hand trap. It's great. You know, I no longer have to worry about opening up X degenerate card because my opponent opened up their one of and 60 cards. You know, just removes a dynamic from the game. But Altergeist, Yugioh will eventually get fucking cleaned up off of this list. We got to push the newest, best product. So remember, I hope you're ready for Altergeist. Now, after the end of the month, Brandish are going to enter into this format. You're going to... Obviously, there's going to be rogue variants and stuff you'll be able to play between these two decks, but the Brandish engine I'm predicting will be the best. Whether or not we're playing the Toon Table variant or whatnot. So, Sky Strikers, aka Brandish, the deck that loads off and goes. We will not have Hayate in the TCG, which is absolutely fine. I don't really like Hayate at the end of the day. She's great, she attacks directly, she dumps stuff. But for the most part, the TCG still has Ghost Reaper, things like that. But it is a splashable engine. I think you're going to really get the chance to see Brandish flourish here. Now, you're not going to see Infernoid Brandish unless it is a 40-card variant. And that's going to be something interesting, too, is just how splashable we're going to be seeing the Sky Striker engine in the TCG, whether or not it be a subsidiary engine in Goki, or we're going to be seeing it as a more subpar engine. And I do gotta give a special shout out to Goki. I think this deck is fantastic for what it is in the current metagame. The combo ability that it has going for it will be noted, but I don't think Summon Sorceress is not legal until after the WCQ. So in terms of Goki, and Goki even being involved in the format, it'll be here. There's no doubt in my mind that Goki will not do something to some capacity It will be a real deck. Will it be as good as Brandish and Altergeist? I don't think so. And the reason I say that is it's too combo heavy. It very much relies on going first. And you're going to see that on a lot of these decks I'm going to cover on this list. Is a lot of these, they're very fragile. And it's very, very shameful to say that, because I love these decks. I really do. We're going to take a brief intermission for a second, because I need to grab a pen. Do you like that brief intermission? It was cool, like I ain't. Okay, so anyway, Kogi will be here in some capacity. Don't count it out yet. Deck hasn't lost anything. Deck's got everything it needed. We'll have to see how it goes. Next up, the Invoked Mech Knight. So up until the release of Brandish and whatnot, Mech Knight will be seeing play. And we'll probably see some really rogue variants evolving with the engine. But Invoked is still at its full power here. Nothing has really changed with the deck. Once again, same thing as I've said with the rest of these decks. Do not count Invoked out just because it's quiet down in Valhalla, just chilling. It's waiting for its time. It'll be back. The deck is still very much alive, but in terms of the top engines, I assume we're going to continue to see this deck top to some degree. How could I forget our favorite? Why are Trickstars still at maximum capacity? I've been wondering that for a while, and I was just like, I was like, Konami, what are you doing with Trickstar? Well, I hope you enjoy Triple Reincarnation, the deck, because for some reason, that shit is still fucking alive. So, be warned, as you are playing the game at the WCQ this year, or for the rest of this year, for a matter, as Triple Reincarnation will still be alive, and you'll still be able to do the same bullshit combos, burning your opponent out. Hitting Chain Strike was a higher priority than resolving and hitting our good friends Trickstar Reincarnation. So kudos to you, Trickstar players. You've once again somehow escaped this ban list. And I wonder every single fucking day of my life just how you do it. It is wonderful to me as a rogue player, just wondering how you do it. Next up on the list, World Chalice, the normal vanilla deck that extra links, but doesn't do it as good as our current Lord and Savior Skokie. The first thing I can tell you about this deck is very, very bricky. Of everything on this list, I think that this deck is going to be the brickiest of the variants. And I think the deck does have a lot of cool potential going for it, but at the end of the day, you're more than likely to lose to yourself. You had a better chance playing a 60-card deck than you do of topping an event with World Chalice. The deck is fantastic. The deck has a lot of cool combos, and I like that about the deck. You know, that's awesome. But we're going to have to wait and see just where World Chalice falls on it, because I definitely guarantee you the deck will top, but we're going to have to wait and see how it goes from here. For the most part, but the deck's still brick. An unknown element on this list is going to be Mermails. Now, we do not have the water link as I'm making this video. I have no ET on the water link, but Atlantean Dragoons is at 3, and I believe with Dragoons at 3, we now have a consistent way to Mulan Glacia turn 1, pretty much consistently. But in the same category as World Chalice, you're also playing against yourself, and it's not necessarily a good thing taking that challenge. Pushing for your own death clock. I say that, but I want water to succeed, but the deck's going to look hella pretty with 3 Dragoons. That's for sure. But for the most part, the combos that water can do are going to be interesting, and I will give that to Mermails. No matter what happens, you're kind of the old glider beast of the format. You're the fallback. You'll be here for another day. And as I said, I'm expecting water to show up and then make a quiet disappearance behind the curtain. The deck won't be very successful for very long. As for a rogue element for an event, quite possibly. You might be able to get X2, X3 with it, but for the most part, I just see it going quietly. Now, the big one, Dinosaurs. Ultimate Conductor, everything that this deck has had going for it is still at full power. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a lot of people talking about this because of Conductor's ability to disrupt the opponent, but I am very, very excited, and I mean this, very excited to see which is what this deck can do. I loved the random occurrence that we had the Dragonic Diagram version coming up. Remember, Diagram is still at full power, and that still gives the Wyvern engine a fantastic chance to show up as a rogue deck. But we're going to have to wait and see how it does. Especially in the current day and age of this format, because Dinosaurs still have a lot going for them. Oh my god, they do, but like, sure, like we got a couple of weird hits on the deck, but it's not like the deck won't be able to succeed. We saw it with the 60 card variant, but double evolution pill's pretty much still here, so prepare yourself. I gotta give a special shout out to Paleo on this video though. Card of Demise is still at 3. And anytime I look at Card of Demise, I'm like, oh man, that's degenerate. That degenerate. I don't know what kind of deck will be able to take advantage of having Card of Demise at full power, but Paleo is one of the original ones that kind of comes to mind. My problem with it is Red Reboot blows the deck out. Now, Paleo has everything that it's continuously had over the course of time, and just because you have a little bit more now doesn't make things better for you as a deck. We'll have to wait and see just where it goes from this point on. That's been my saying this whole video. But I'm very curious to see where Paleo goes. I don't think it's going to do anything, honestly, but we'll have to wait and see. There's 2 more decks I want to talk about. Next up, Spirals. Spirals, I do not know what's going to happen here. Ancient Fairy Dragon being gone does hurt the deck. I don't think it hits the generic central combos. I could be wrong. The Nightmare Engine is still intact. Destrudo and all the other fun things that you were doing with the deck are... You can't Ancient Fairy Dragon anymore. That's the point of this. But I'm sure somebody will do a workaround. We'll see something interesting come out of the woodwork. Because at the end of the day, that deck is still very, very, very good. And the whole combo, everything that it has going for it, yeah, they had to take care of Ancient Fairy Dragon just as collateral damage. Destrudo being a powerhouse has been literal bullshit. You got double Helix with Master Plan, it's still pretty much there. The Nightmare Engine allows you to discard it. Sure, I understand that, but it's a hell of a ride, that's for sure. And the last one I want to talk about for this video is going to be ABC. This goes into the same category as Spiral. With the loss of Ancient Fairy Dragon, the deck will still be there. The deck will evolve with the course of time. To what degree it's going to evolve, we do not know. It will be left unseen, and we'll get there eventually. But for the most part, ABC still has the Nightmare combo. Other things, we just kind of lost a normal summon. But that's what Nightmare Goblin's for. Am I right, guys? So, there's that. Konami checked a lot of things in this format. There are a lot of unknown variables. Stun got a lot of support back here. Double Ring of Destruction. Triple Compulsory Evacuation Device is fantastic. Card Demise is still at 3. There's got to be something interesting waiting in the wake. As I'm making this video, I can tell you that I'm probably missing something very crucial and very important. But that's why we play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! For that element of surprise, to see what will come out of the woodwork. Am I right? So, remember, if I miss anything, please leave a comment down below, as per usual. And that's all I have for this fantastic metagame discussion. Deucerinos, my audience Reno. Have a good rest of your day, guys. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.